occurred in my life. Actually, many did in my life. But the one that I'm going to tell you about now is that transformation that takes place of when somehow, curiously, and perhaps wonderfully, girls go from something that have cooties to something that you find attractive. And something that someone that you'd like to get to know better, and suddenly occupy your thoughts and maybe all of your thoughts. As a matter of fact, a fun story about Tina's dad is that he had such a crush on a young lady that he was driving by her home and staring at the home and missed the turn in the road and went off the road into the ditch in front of her house. And in 8th grade, lo and behold, I met a young lady who was in my English class that I found myself attracted to. And the phrase at that time was, "Would you go with me?" I clearly had no idea where I was going, but apparently the word of the day and the phrase of the day was to ask the young lady, "Would you be interested in going with me?" Prior to my transformation, we used to occupy ourselves by writing fake love notes in junior high and signing other people's names and passing them out. Oh, I shouldn't tell such stories about myself, should I? It was wonderful. We'd ham it up in every way. We'd find red ink, because red is the color of romance. We'd write a love note, and then we would take Brute, the best cologne that we knew of at the time, and dump it on the note and send it. So with that backdrop, now comes when I write the love note and will you go with me? But of course, I was much too shy and too chicken to deliver it myself. And so a plan was hatched that my messenger and best friend at the time, Steve Shoup, would deliver the note in algebra class, because this young lady was also in algebra, and it was the last class of the day. And being a gutless wonder, we decided that the best time to do that would be on a Friday. Now, typically, when the school bell rings, it takes some time, for people to get up and get out. But when the appointed day came, I gave the note to Steve. I have no idea what transpired in class because I was a nervous wreck. And when the bell rang, I was at my locker and out the door before it finished ringing, because I didn't want to be anywhere near when that delivery was made. Unbeknownst to me, Steve sat across the room from this young lady, and I'm trying to protect her dignity by not saying her name. And he had to get to her right away. And so he instantly, when he heard the bell, sprang over a row of seats, and you math teachers, I just don't understand. He found himself being grabbed by the hair at the top of his head and holding, and he still has the note, and he's watching this young lady begin to move out, and I have a mission to do, and I can't tell the teacher, and he somehow found his way to get out, and to this day claims that he's missing hair because of that delivery. So he made the delivery to the young lady. And then the waiting began, the anxious moments. And I think I had to wait until a Tuesday or Wednesday before a messenger brought a note back to me with the words of this: "I received this note. Is it serious or is it not?" And now I had to make a decision. I had a perfect opportunity to back out and say, I have no idea what it is that you're talking about. Or I could man up and say, absolutely, it is true. And unfortunately, the person just stood there waiting for a response. So I had to give an immediate answer, and I summoned all my courage and went, "It's true, it's real." And off she went. And a couple days later, I got my "sorry, I've met somebody else, thank you." And that was my first and last love note that I wrote that I had Steve deliver through the school system. But it's an interesting story because it is a story of a messenger comes forward to bring forth news to an individual. And John the Baptist is who we've read about today and who we read about last week. And it's in the season of Advent that John the Baptist gets 2 out of the 4 weeks. And I saw the most wonderful picture on the internet that showed, somebody with